Okay, so here is a little stope model I made last year. Um, and as you see, to topology's alright, but like it's not the best, especially if we want to rig it, and it is very dense, and we want things to be lower poly, as low as they possibly can be. Um, so basically, if you want to go to the up here, the modeling standard. There's another way to turn this on. I don't remember how though. This is just how I do it. You're gonna want to turn on symmetry. I think, let me make sure this is, yeah, symmetry, so it cuts down through the middle. Um, and then I go, actually no, you're gonna want to stay on modeling standard. Um, and then you're going to click on the mesh that you are retopologizing. And up here, you can see this, make the selected object alive. So you're gonna click that, and now I can't click on it. The object is live. And what this means, is basically, it becomes like a surface that you could use. So you're gonna go to quad draw down here in the corner, and now you can make points, um, like quads, on top of the surface. So I believe at the bottom, yeah, right here, keyboard and mouse shortcuts. Any shortcuts you want are gonna be just right here, which is very helpful that they're just in one place. But basically, how to use this tool is, let's say for the, I'll do the leg. It's like here, say I want some pieces, I create vertices, and then I make squares like that, by holding shift, sorry. You're gonna hold shift and it'll do that. And then obviously because I mirrored it, it's gonna be the exact same on the other side, which is very nice. Um, Another thing too is if you hold shift, you could also left click and it's called relaxing, and basically it tries to make all the vertices as even as possible, if that makes sense. So like if I have really long squares here and then some really short squares here, if I do relax, you can see it's trying to even the space between them, to make them equal. Now you don't always want this, so sometimes you got to kind of be careful to not do that on everything, because it could ruin any creases you have. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. But it's very helpful to get things looking even. Uh, and I think it tries to default into like a weird circle thing like that. But yeah, and then also I think if you hold tab, yeah, hold tab, you could and click on the face, you could extrude it. And then there's a way to extrude all of them. Okay, yeah, if you hold tab and then do middle mouse button, it'll do the entire thing, like the entire row, which is very nice. So that's kind of how you're gonna want to use the tool. Okay, so I went ahead and did a little bit of topology just to show you guys examples on how things could work. Um, One really big helpful tip is that if you, because like you want to keep it as low topology as possible, right? But say if you're going into the toes and things, like the squares, you're obviously going to need more squares that are smaller because it's hard to go from this to go into all these toes, which is, I don't remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 9 or 10 faces, which will not be able to go around all these toes. So it's kind of like an example to show you one way to make more lines without making triangles and things is here. So you could see these are all squares, even though they're a little slanted. So we have like 3 here, and it comes down, but we want more lines. So you're gonna make a little square in the middle, and hold shift, and you'll be able to put all those places in. And now you went from 3 rows to 5 rows of topology. Uh, and that will see down, and if you like relax it and stuff, it'll kind of end up looking like this. But yeah, that's really helpful, especially like for toes, because then you could just do that like right here, and you'll have more topology. Um, so that's just something to keep in mind. There are some other techniques too. You could look up online, um, like how to turn three edges into 5 or whatever, and there will be like images of like examples of way you could do things too. But this is just the most common and helpful one. And as you can see here, I did a little bit on the body, just to kind of show how like it's gonna transition from the legs into the body. See down here, so I started with the legs, uh, and as you can see, this is a whole row here. No, actually, if I there we go. Oh shoot, sorry, struggling. So you see here, um, these go around in a circle, but if I do it with these, it goes around the circle the entire legs. And then in here are just individual connecting pieces. Sorry, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. But yeah, a lot of times you're gonna end up, instead of having exact rows, they're gonna kind of mesh together. Um, uh, oh yeah, I need my stope back, live surface. Uh, quad draw. Here we go. So yeah, I say I delete these. Oh, and to delete things, it is Control Shift and then click, and you could delete oh individual edges and faces, or like entire rows like that. Which honestly we don't even need that one for, but yeah. Smoothing, shift that. But yeah, you can see here. So if so let's say I start with like this. So I start with making rows around the body. So obviously we have it going around the neck, going around the torso area, chest area, but we need to connect it with the legs, which are going around. So with symmetry on, you're gonna have to have lines in the center, and you should just anyways. And you can see you just have to make sure they snap, otherwise they'll be separate vertices. So here I'm just connecting these pieces in the center, uh, and they're all squares. You can see here, a big thing is keeping the same number of edges. So I can connect these easily, I can connect these easily, I connect these easily. Uh, the rest, you can see here I can make a square here, and also this is square. Can make a square here, and also this is square. Um, and so you just kind of want to like make things separate and then connect them together. I wish I knew how to explain it with words better, but and then you're gonna relax it and kind of smooth it out. Oops. and things. Um, and yeah, if you hold control, you could add more edge loops, oops, wherever you need them. And also for the nose here, you see another example of doing the tiny square inside the other squares to add more faces. Like those are the nostrils. Um, yeah, that's kind of just the basics. You want to make sure, because these are all rounded, when we rig it, it's gonna be able to bend properly. Same here. Um, yeah, if you have any like questions, you can always message me because I'm not the greatest at explaining things, but I could always show you and stuff. But yeah, that should be it.